These were her final moments captured on camera before this monster took everything from her. Athena Strand, a 7-year-old girl living in Paradise, Texas, was outside playing on her parents' driveway when she sees a FedEx driver stop in front of her house, and he's carrying this big brown box towards her front door. And as she's watching him go up the driveway, she notices that he keeps looking at her. And it wasn't a friendly, like, oh, look at her playing kind of stare. It was a predatory, calculating kind of gaze that didn't see a child at all. Rather than dropping the package off at the front door like usual, he quickly sets it down next to her parents' abandoned trailer to the side of the property, and then he started walking towards her. Athena sees the man getting closer and closer and closer to her, and within seconds, she feels these big, rough hands squeeze her body, lift her into the air, while 6 words get whispered into her ears: "Don't scream or I'll hurt you." And with no time to process what was happening, let alone understand what he was saying, Athena's reality went from playing on her driveway to being slammed into the back of a FedEx truck, the side of her home disappearing with a man that she didn't know. This man was 31-year-old Tanner Horner, someone with no prior criminal record, just a very, very evil plan. As Tanner climbed into the driver's seat and put the truck in gear, he looked back at that little girl who's terrified and confused, and gave her a look as cold and evil as the monsters in her storybook. Tanner pulled off the main road and circled the back roads, looking for a perfect quiet spot to park. And when he found it, he cut the engine, with only the sounds being Athena's nervous breathing in the back. And as Tanner sat in the driver's seat, heart beating with adrenaline, he immediately realized he has a problem. You see, Tanner didn't really have like a fully laid out plan when he kidnapped Athena. He kind of just saw her and decided, yeah, I'm gonna kidnap her. And so this led to something that he didn't really calculate for. Athena has already seen his face. She knows exactly what he looks like. And he knew that if he let her go after all of this, then she would just describe to her parents, or worse, the cops, what he looked like. And as he sat there, completely losing his mind, trying to figure out what the hell he's gonna do, Athena said something that cut his train of thought off in the worst way possible. "I'm gonna tell my daddy what you did to me." And that was it. That was all the confirmation he needed to make the decision he was already thinking about. I'm not gonna walk you through the horrible graphics because Athena deserves every protection that we can still give her, but I will tell you that it was something a 7-year-old should never even think the world is capable of. He violently attacked her in the back of that truck, to the point where his DNA was found on body parts that no 7-year-old should ever have. And then once he felt satisfied with what he's done, which that statement alone is just absolutely disgusting to say, he tried breaking her neck. But when he realized that didn't work, it just left her scream crying instead, he proceeded to wrap his hands around her neck and squeeze. Athena fought for her life in the back of that FedEx truck for almost a whole hour, and at just 7 years old, she lost that fight to this disgusting, vile, evil waste of space. Tanner then drove 10 miles to the Trinity River and tossed her exposed body into the river like it was nothing. Then while he was driving, he just threw her clothes out of the window along the state highway and finished his route before going home for the night. Meanwhile, Athena's parents were screaming her name out into the dark all night, desperately trying to find out where the hell was their daughter. They immediately filed her as missing, getting the police involved as quick as possible, and once an investigation started, they found out that the package delivered to their house the day before perfectly matched the exact minute Athena disappeared. So all they needed to do was figure out who delivered it. And once Tanner's name got brought up, they pulled his truck footage, and there she was, right there in the back of his truck. When he got arrested and interviewed, he was honestly just spewing lie after lie after lie. But eventually, after wasting hours of time, he broke down and blamed his sinister shadow self, or alter ego, named Zero, for the murder. That Zero was the one who did it. I'm just gonna let you guys sit with that dumbass excuse, okay? On April 7, 2026, he pleaded guilty, and as of right now, a jury is deciding between whether he deserves life without parole or death. If you had a seat with the jury, what would you choose? Inside the box Tanner was delivering that day was a set of 6 You Can Be Anything Barbie dolls. Her stepmom bought them for Athena as a Christmas present that was happening just 3 weeks later, and now she will never get the chance to break it open and play with them. That is all that I have for today. Please be safe out there. I love you guys. Mwah. Group.